What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Ade here.
You got myself, Ham, aka Alexandra Lacazette.
No Oba.
No, Tom knows why I'm saying that because just before the Southampton game, I was saying what this guy is gonna do is stick his bum into the defenders and do nothing. And what did he do? He went and scored.
Literally, I don't think it was long. I got off the phone with Ham and I was like, I don't know where the goal's gonna come from. I mean, Ham was literally cussing. I was like, you know what? Lacazette's had a bad game the last one, so he can't possibly come out and do the same thing. Now Ham was just ripping into him, and what does he do? Where's the guy score?
The guy has scored. The guy has scored one goal all season. One.
He hasn't been playing now.
I don't give a damn, bro.
How many does Oba have?
What, in the league? 4?
4.
I don't know all comps. I don't even know if he scored another competition.
Got up to 4. Damn.
Yeah, I told you that the other day. Remember when I said,
ruthless.
This is how I know football is mad. You know when I said, you don't trying to rip him, man. I said, but he's got the same amount of goals as Ronaldo. What did Ronaldo go and do? Go and score 3 after I said it. And now Ronaldo's got 7.
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang. But that's another guy we have to discuss.
Where we starting? Are we starting with Auba? Are we starting with Arsenal? Starting with Ronaldo and the penalty that he bought. Sorry.
No, let's start with Arsenal because we can after like United move into the Champions League, something that you guys will know. Apart from
You're learning from your best friend with the low blows.
Yeah. So let's go. We start with I was like, me and Ham was talking on Saturday, and Ham was just ripping into the team, to be honest with you. So I don't think you said. What was I asking you? Are you gonna watch the game? He was like, no, I'm not gonna. How am I gonna bother? My dad will probably have it on. Well, I'll hear it because I'm not watching that shit team. Anyway, you went on and on. Cost like
even Ramsdale though. Even Ramsdale, the greatest keeper in the universe.
Yeah, I love him. My problem is I actually genuinely like a lot of my players. I just don't know if I like the team. Everything. But I haven't, like, if you look at it on paper, and no jokes, no one laugh or anything. If you look at it on paper, just look at the league, where we are, everyone else, we're having a decent season, isn't it? But obviously, if you watch it like how I watch the team and dissect it, and we've lost what we played 15, 16, we've lost like 6-7 games, bro. That's not good. You see what I'm saying?
It's all of us.
Yeah, even United fans. That's actually not good, bro.
Yeah. Times have changed.
We don't score enough goals. That's not good.
Are you still negative goal difference, or you?
No, I think we might be on 0 now.
Oh shit! You guys are moving up. You're like us. Yeah, we're like +2, +3 now. Bowling.
Yeah, so we're not. But like I said, it's individually, I like a lot of my players. Like all the signings that there hasn't been a negative though to the signings, and I think we bought 5 players, and none of them I can say, it's fucking shit, man. Why did we buy him, bro? It's been good, but yeah, that's what happened. I didn't watch the game. My dad watched it. My dad was making up a lot of noise, and he had every right to make noise for that first goal.
That first goal was beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
And the one thing I can take is that's not the first time we scored that type of goal. So it's clear to see that is 100% what he's trying to implement into the team, innit? Trying to get them more comfortable with the football, take risks. And if you're going to play football at the top level anyway, you have to take risks. The basic teams don't take risks, and that's why they're shit. The top teams take risks because they rely on their ability
to take risks.
Yeah. But I'm saying if you're a top
chop
player,
goal every week.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a balance in it. But the first goal was it was like Arsene Wenger reincarnated. Like, but it's a lovely first goal. It was actually a good finish by Laka. I'm saying I'm not even going to disrespect him. That was a beautiful finish. If Aubameyang was there on the form that he's on, that would have hit me in my house. But and I think after that, because obviously I watched the extended highlights after, I think the boys started off a bit shaky. Southampton looked like they settled in. But after that, after we got our goal, it was pretty much all lost. The only thing I don't like is my goalkeeper is still having to make too many saves. He's still making on average at least 6 saves a game, which I don't like. I'm not playing Man City every week. He shouldn't be pulling off. He shouldn't be pulling off worldies every week. He's not fucking David De Gea. He shouldn't have to be pulling. Yeah, he's not David De Gea. He shouldn't have to be pulling off worldies every week.
No.
But he's been sensational though, Ramsdale. He's been sensational. And our dilemma now is, I'd love to know what Arsenal fans think as well. Obviously, my Arsenal group have been going on about it. Is obviously ESR is back now. But what do you do? Do you put him back in? I'd even ask you guys actually, because I know you guys like ESR. Obviously, our team now with Xhaka going back in there, I mean Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Laka through the middle, isn't it? But obviously, you lot know before ESR's injury, he had got like 4 goals in the league. So the question is, we got West Ham at home. It's a big game. What do you do? Do you bring him in and take someone out, or do you just leave the team as it is? Odegaard's got 3 and 3. So for me personally, I'm not taking Martinelli out of the side because I've always wanted Martinelli in the team, and now I've got him in. It's up to him to just keep performing, and he'll stay in. Saka 100% isn't going to come out the side. The 2 holders have to stay. It's West Ham at home, and Odegaard's got 3 and 3. So for me, as much as ESR has been our probably player of the season, he's going to have to sit on the bench. I don't know. I'll throw it back to you. I don't want it to just be me. Or what do you lot think now?
Yeah, I think I agree, to be honest with you, because Martinelli, I thought since what game did he come in as a substitution? Was it the game before the United game? I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah.
No, it was
Newcastle.
Newcastle, he scored that goal.
It was a game before that.
Yeah. And personally, I think I was speaking to my friend about this. Personally, for me, I think for both sides, he was the best player on the pitch against United. That United game, the best player on the pitch by far, Martinelli. And he's been playing well since. And then Saka, you can't take. I think Saka's found a bit of form, not at his very best, but he's also found a bit of form.
But he's getting better, 100%. Remember, I don't think he started the season well.
Yeah, but he's found a bit of form, and I think he's done well the last couple of games. So yeah, and Odegaard, I think the thing with Odegaard is he's a bit hit and miss, but as you said, he's got 3, right? And it's slightly deceiving because he hasn't performed well in all those 3 games. In the United game, I don't think he performed particularly well, but the good thing he did in the right place at the right time, and he's getting the goals, and that's what you want, really, to be honest with you.
He's doing exactly what Emma was doing, right? Emma was getting into the right place.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But I think Emil offers a bit more. I like Emil because Emil was a bit of a ball carrier. He can bridge that gap between like defenders and like attackers because he can carry the ball within like. And I don't think Odegaard can do the same. But I think bear in mind Emil just coming from like injury. I'll just keep him on the bench to see how the game starts. It's always a great play to have.
It's a good weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, good weapon to bring off the bench, really, depending on how the game is going. So yeah, it should be good to be. I just want that game to be draw, to be honest with you.
Of course you would, didn't it? Of course you fucking would.
I'll take a draw, man.
We need the 3 points. For us, it's a massive game on more than one front, on more than the 3 points. It's a massive game because we haven't won a big game North London derby. Okay, cool. But other than that, Leicester away, that's probably our standout victory. So West Ham at home, meaning obviously them being top 4, them beating Liverpool, and then beating Chelsea. For us, and us losing all those games against the top 4, United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's a massive game for us just to see where we're at, and we're gonna need the 3 points. We're gonna need a draw. Yeah, it's all right. It keeps the distance to 2 points. It doesn't stretch the distance to 5 points if they beat us. But we need the victory. We need the victory on 2 fronts. Obviously for the points, and just to show that okay, cool. We can actually win. We can actually win a big game because we haven't this season, bar the North London derby. So yeah, I keep you guys away from us because. I don't know if you guys' game's going to go ahead tomorrow, innit? So
yeah, it hasn't been confirmed yet. So I think it's looking like as if it's not going to go ahead. To be honest with you.
Yeah, once they close the training ground, we're doing it. We did it on purpose. It's live. We don't have COVID. Lies. Yeah, we just wanted a break.
No. Before we even go into United quickly, obviously we have to get your thoughts on it. Because I don't think we've actually discussed this off air. Aubameyang. I think we discussed actually. Yeah, I think we have. Not in detail, but the reports is basically saying that he travelled to France to get his mum or something along those lines, and he returned back late. So I'm guessing in order for him to travel, he must have got permission from the club to travel.
Yeah, he did.
Which he did. So obviously he's got back late, and this is the second time now that Oba's been obviously, and the manager's clearly come out and stated it's for disciplinary reasons. The first time he left him on the bench. Second time he's not going to score at all, which is a massive message. The first thing in mind is people talking about the captaincy. Let's go with that first. Should he be strict of the captaincy, you reckon?
We don't need any drama around us. So I think that just adds to the drama already. If you strip him of the captaincy, then give him to someone else. We don't have a standout that would say is a stone waller that, yeah, he should be the next captain. Auba got the captaincy because of the Xhaka thing, and Auba's not a captain anyway. So we kind of shoehorned him into the captaincy because he was our best player. So, okay, we'll give him the armband, but he's not really a captain in terms of a leader and all them things. So I don't know. I think you just create more drama if midway through the season, we're having a steady season, like I said, and then you now say, okay, cool, yeah, you're not going to be the captain no more, and give it to someone else. So I think for me, that could be an end of season thing. If you say, you know what, cool, it's going to get through this at the end of the season, you know what, Auba, X, Y, this has happened if your watch, we're going to move in a different direction. That would be what I would do. But then if I saw tomorrow that I did strip on the captaincy, I wouldn't say, oh my God, that's wrong. Because like you just said, T, two disciplinaries as a captain, for some people, that's just not on, bro. That's not what you do as a captain of Arsenal Football Club. But we've seen Xhaka throw the armband on the ground, so who gives a fuck about a captaincy at Arsenal Football Club?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it, Ade?
So funny enough, as you talk about it, I was speaking to the two Saids and Hakeem about it on Saturday. And first thing that I said was he never should have been manager. Like, what am I saying, manager? Captain. He's not captain material. But then Hakeem said they just gave it to the best player. He was like, the leader at that point on the pitch in terms of how he was playing.
Performance.
Yeah, and performance-wise. But he doesn't have leadership attributes. But as Ham said, you look through the team and you don't find many players that you'd say, okay, now this is a proper leader. Like United, we could probably pick 4 or 5 players, whether they're good, they're playing well, but they're still leaders type of thing, and Arsenal don't really have it. So I totally agree with Ham. Probably not worth the commotion in terms of changing him. But if they can find someone end of season, they probably should change it. Auba's not doing anything right now. Just let him sit down like during the games, get paid, and his contract finishes. He can go. Yeah, nobody should stress him.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think that's probably the best thing to do. And I think if Arteta is smart enough, it's just best not to bring any more attention to the situation, because it's only going to escalate even further if he was to strip him out from the captaincy. But in terms of the situation itself, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on Auba now? Because there's one thing, obviously, performing on a pitch and then getting discipline for something off the pitch. But when you're not performing and your conduct is poor,
it's being questioned. Yeah,
it's been questioned, and then to top it up, you're not the captain of the club. Like, where do you go from here with Auba? As a fan, because I'll ask you this just before you go, because I've seen the energy you guys, the fans, not just obviously Arsenal fan base, just different fan base, not just Arsenal. A lot of energy and players, fans tend to give off like the scapegoat of the team players that we don't tend to like. But then players that we do like, when it does stuff like this does happen to them, we're not quite consistent with the same energy. So what's your thoughts on it?
I think to counter that point is because certain players, and I don't know if you agree, T and Ade, with United players as well, who have had disciplinaries in the past, they've got credit in the bank. The scapegoat players, they're shit. They're shit anyway. So they're just messing up again. Like, fuck you. Like, if I'm a United fan and I'm looking at Rio's, and I don't mean to say that Rio's escaped. I'm just saying if I'm a United fan, I look at Rio and he missed the drug test and I'll be pissed I'm missing him, but he's got credit in the bank. It's fucking Rio Ferdinand, bro. Comes back. But if Wes Brown is messing up, or Paul Parker, or Darren Fletcher, no, bro, you can't mess up. You can't. I'm gonna call you out. So with the Auber thing, my thing with Auber is we got the youngest squad in the Prem. So for me, it's not setting a good example to the Saka, Martinelli, Ben White. Everyone in my team is 18, 19, 20, 23. My best players anyway are up to 23. That's not an example of a 31, 32-year-old man that they should be looking up to. They should be looking at a captain, a no-nonsense captain, a leader on and off the pitch, who doesn't fuck up, who isn't late, who is leading by example on and off the pitch, who is someone that they can go to and say, he's setting the standards. If I'm Saka and them, I'm a captain that even setting the standards, bro. So that's why I respect Arteta's thing and literally dropping him and coming out and stating exactly why he's been dropped. So that message filters down to the rest of the group that this isn't on. Whether he's won us an FA Cup and he's got Golden Boot and he's our top goal scorer, it's still not good enough. It's not acceptable. So none of the young players, I don't want none of them coming in thinking, well, if he's late, I can be late. If he does this, then I can do that. And that just can't be on any levels. Unless he's banging 40 goals a season and he's moving like Mo Salah, then you can be late. It's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. You scored 4 goals in the league. You're not allowed to be late, bro.
Yeah, cool. Just one last thing before we move on, because we move on. It's just an Arteta. Like, I get Ade's thought on this first. Do you think Ade is a dangerous precedent to set, coming out and announcing that a player is like you dropped him because of disciplinary reason? Because now that you've done that to your captain of the club, of the football club, do you not feel like players are always going to do something? Is that going to be consistent?
You don't need to be consistent, though. You don't need to be consistent. Like, sometimes it warrants it. This is not his first time and he's playing shit. So that's probably what
this is both times he's come out and announced that it's because of disciplinary reason. Both times.
He's a big player. He's a big player. And to be honest, as a manager, I don't expect disciplinary situations to be, they should be very few and far between. The fact that I'm literally expecting 1 or 2 a whole season. But obviously I get where you're coming from. It could go wrong. I probably wouldn't have done it the first time, but second time I'll be like, yeah, nah, man's messing about. But I don't think he needs to be consistent. Like, if Martinelli's late one time and it's not because he's driving in his multicolored spaceship, then I don't need to say nothing. But if it looks as if you're not being too serious, if before you left your house I saw you playing around, just taking pictures of your car, like, laying on them type of thing, and then you come late, I'm going to have an issue. But if it's someone like Martinelli and I'm seeing that you're working hard and you're late and you probably were trying to avoid it, I'm not going to cause drama. But if I see from your behavior that it's been coming, I'm going to be like, yeah, that guy with the perm,
What are your thoughts on it, Ham? The same?
I didn't have a problem with it. Like, literally, when I saw the news, he's been dropped, disciplinary, I didn't go, oh my God, you lot know how much I love Auber, but bro, standards are standards, innit? You can't be late, bro. Like, it's just, everyone knows that from when you're playing football at Sunday League to Saturday to semi-pro to pro, bro, you can't be late, bro. Especially with football. Football managers are so anal about timekeeping and conduct and how you carry yourself, even before you kick a football. Or your professionalism has to be A1, bro.
Tom, remember when we used to play 11-a-side? What did I always used to say about who would win? The team that's organized and there on time and has their team is a team that's going to win. When we used to play all those other teams that, when we used to arrange games during the summer ham, it was always the team that comes late and they're disorganized. You've already lost the game. So if you've got a player coming late, you're disrupting everything. You're absolutely disrupting everything. So yeah, you need to be called out.
100%. And just one last point, just to move on. I know you said Ade about the leaders thing. I would say looking at United, I don't know if you have like in your current squad now more leaders than us. I would say neither of us got standouts. But for me, if I was to say if it was to be a captain, then the candidates for us would be a Kieran Tierney, would be Gabriel. I think Ramsdale's a leader, but he's new. I personally, you don't know, obviously, Ade, Kieran Tierney is our love child. So for sure. I would 100% want to give it to Kieran, but on second thoughts, yeah, because talking to people during the weekend, and something my Bridget made a good point. KT's injury record wouldn't allow me to give him captaincy on a full-time basis. Yeah. So for me, if Arteta did strip Orba, it would have to go to Gabriel. It'd have to be centre half. He's had a solid season so far. I don't want to say more than solid. He's had a solid season so far. He's been with us longer than anyone else in that back line anyway. All the others are new. He's at a decent age, 23. I think he just broke into the Brazilian squad as well. So for me, that's who my captain would be if it was. I'd love to give it to Kieran, but Kieran's injury record, I don't want my captain to be coming in and out. So I'd give it to Gabriel.
Yeah, I think a lot of people mention Gabriel, but I think you're just going, like, don't get me wrong. I don't think we've seen, it might have like leadership characteristics, but I haven't seen enough from Gabriel. Obviously, this season started with, at the moment, with how Well's playing at the back. But as I said, I think giving it to Gabriel, at the moment, for me anyway, it's just pretty much going off for exactly the same reason he gave it to Aubameyang before, because he was.
I think Gabriel shows more. Orba's very laid back in his personality, which is not a problem. It's not a problem. That's his personality. Gabriel's personality is very, very passionate, and he's shown that from when he first came, from his debut against to Fulham 2 seasons ago, and that's almost what the needle that you need. I mean, did you see him fight them brothers that come to his yard with a baseball bat? That's my captain right there, you know. My man's fighting man with a baseball bat that's coming to his yard, bro.
Yeah.
If that was Harry Maguire, he would have ran away.
Yeah, and I think when I mentioned United have more, I think I was thinking along the lines of ready-made. So if you think about United, straight away you can call someone like Maguire, Fernandes, Ronaldo without actually even thinking at all. Yeah. So it's the same way when I think of Liverpool. Liverpool are literally pretty much a team of just captains.
They got like 10 captains, bro.
You get me? So type of situation where you just got ready-made captains that are just easy to just roll off the tongue, because Liverpool's one is mad. It's mad. They just got,
I can even think like they can even give like Rashford captain at United. We're not saying it would be great at it, but if he was to, as you said, ready-made, if you're thinking.
And even someone like Telles is new and doesn't play as often, but he was captain in Porto for years.
Porto, yeah.
So it's one of those ones. But as I said, it's just thinking of a team and saying you can reel off names. Like Liverpool, you can just reel off names for fun in terms of captaincy options.
No, I heard that. Let's just move on. Just to touch on the Arteta. I'm not too sure if I agree with you guys, but by the way, in terms of him announcing, because I feel like he's obviously had previous issues with players already as it is. It can backfire on him, and it can also work perfectly for him. But bearing in mind he's had issues with players, and some players have left the club just because of him. I'm not too sure whether always coming out announcing that your captain is because Saturday's game, for example, it could have easily gone undercover without no one knowing. It could have sorted out, because we all know Aubameyang is out of form anyway. You all know that, so he could have easily just covered it up and just sort it out behind closed doors. What? I guess he purposely probably want everyone to know for a reason. Maybe he's trying to. I don't know what reason anyway. But
I'd have called him out, because if I was Arteta, I'm not gonna lie, a couple of weeks ago I'd have come onto the pitch and slapped him. So I'd have exposed myself with that in the first place. So calling him out would have been nothing after I slapped him. So
yeah, no, it's cool. All right, just moving on to United. Rough. I don't think there's no helping.
You sure you want to do that? You sure you don't want to round up the other games?
I don't think there's no helping that team. I honestly do not think.
Hey.
I don't think there's any help in this team, bro.
Hey, you know, was making Billy Gilmore look like prime time Cesc Fabregas, bro.
Bro, he was just looping the ball over players' heads.
Fam, he was looking like prime time Cesc, fam.
You know what's so concerning about that?
Let's awful, man.
Let's just go through the Champions League. We knew obviously pretty much we qualified already. Those players that played on Wednesday, never played together before. Fair enough.
You drew that game 1-1, right? Just for
we drew the game 1-1.
Young boys, yeah.
And
the game wasn't even a game. It was a
non-event. It was a
non-event.
Yeah, it was poor anyway.
You just
and then
tick it off, fixture done.
But then you think some of the players that don't play, they'll try and make a name for themselves. And to be honest, the two players that stood out for me are two players that got potential starting with the first, which is Luke Shaw and Greenwood. The rest, I thought, they didn't do nothing for me. The rest of them, they was pretty poor, I reckon. Forget that game. But then the manager said, so the team that played on Saturday, it's giving them a rest during the week. None of them was on the bench for the Wednesday game. They've been training. That team on Saturday has been training all week for Norwich. So whatever ideas that the manager is installing in them, they've been trying it out all week. I know it's still early days, yeah, but there was absolutely no signs. Yeah. You would have thought this was the first time these guys were playing together on Saturday. It was so poor that, and obviously the manager's made it clear that he wants to play with high intensity. There was nothing there. There was no energy.
Tom, there was nothing high and there was nothing intensity. Bro.
No, but you appreciate this, right? Because remember the Arsenal match? I said they were playing with mad intensity, but not going anywhere. At least now we know you're not. We just know what the situation
is. Bro, they were playing, they were doing nothing, bro. So I was just thinking during the game, what did this guy actually learn in training? Because Ralph is I don't want to get at him because it's early days. He says all the right things, but these guys are not doing anything. They are not doing anything, bro. It's unreal. The first game against Crystal Palace, I thought, you know what? The first 45 minutes, that was great. If I'm gonna judge his reign by anything by this 45 minutes, we got a good time coming basically. But Saturday, nah, bro. I don't know, man. We're in trouble, man. That team, I don't think there's no help with this team, bro. Honestly, don't think. I know it's a bit harsh. It's still early days, but from the Saturday's display, it was so poor. So poor. It was unreal. I don't know, man. We're just fortunate to get away with it. And I do think it's the penalty, though. Ronaldo might have sold it.
Yeah, no, it was a pen. I was just backing it. It was a pen. 100%. Yeah, I'm just upset that it was Max that gave it away because I love Max.
Yeah, so
I don't know what Max was doing there.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what he was doing because I don't think Ronaldo was ever going to get to the ball.
I thought it was match fixing. Now, when I said I was like, Max, you just got to check.
No, I just think I thought it was like that. I think Max just saw Ronaldo in front of him. So, oh shit! I just had to touch it because it's Ronaldo. And Ronaldo might do a bicycle kick out of nowhere.
No, it's hard times ahead because you know what? So obviously we're just still who we are. I'm not even going to say anything about this manager. To be honest, I don't think I can really say anything to January because this period right up to January, it's just game after game. As much as there was plenty training, there's still games in between. Even if the rest of them are not playing, there's still time taken up from your everyday routine. So I'm still going to give him to January. Hopefully we're still around. We haven't been kicked out of the league by then. So I'll give him till then and hopefully we see some improvement. But yeah, and you know what? It's one of those ones that you're just grasping onto things. I was like, nah, Norwich have improved. They've improved. They tested.
You're trying to put it on them.
Norwich have improved. This Dean Smith is doing a job. So, and if the Brentford game goes ahead, if we are really not improving, Brentford will deal with us.
You guys away to Brentford.
Yeah. Brentford will deal with us. There's no question about that. I think Brentford is a good marker to say, okay, how our games are going to be.
Stop it. So Brentford away is a good marker. No, I'm not having that.
Bro, didn't you lose to Brentford?
No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
No. So, the reason I say it's a good marker, right?
Joke aside,
I think it's a good marker.
It's a difficult place to go to. I'm not going to lie. No bullshit aside. We should be beating them. Don't get me wrong.
we should be beating them. But if they beat us and we don't score,
Liverpool couldn't beat Brentford.
It just shows us. Yeah.
Liverpool was winning 2-0. Don't get mad. Chelsea are just about beat Brentford away.
Chelsea just about yeah.
So it's not an easy place to go to. Like, jokes aside, like it's not easy.
But before before this Watford game, I believe they went like 4, like they lost 4, didn't win in 4 or something like that.
Yeah. But they don't get battered. But it'll be how we lose. If we don't win, it'll be how we don't win, right? If they beat us, keep a clean sheet, that speaks volumes. But if we're going to concede, most of the time we concede anyway. It's a normal thing for us. So if they beat us like 2-1 or something like that, but if it now becomes like 2-0, 3-0, I'll be like, that's when the issues come. Which, because Brentford are a funny team. They're a funny team, but I do think it's a test for us.
No, I think Brentford at home, I think they're a different side at home, honestly. Like, I've seen Brentford, like, I watch a lot of the games at home. Then it's not an easy place to go to. I haven't seen any team that's gone there and walked over them.
And remember, we're useless. Watford dealt with us. And that Watford scoreline against Brentford, it flattered Watford ridiculously. Brentford could have scored 8. Watford were just defending. So we're going to get the game called off anyway. I've already planned it.
That's what I was going to say. More talk about the Norwich game because the Brentford game might be called off. So it's more what you thought about the Norwich performance. And by the sounds of it, it sounds like you agree with Tom that it was.
Yeah, 100%.
Nah.
But obviously, I'm just still giving them time in it. I'm still giving them time. We are what we are. Right now, I'm just taking points. Right. I always wanted the performance and to see we're improving. At the moment, just get the damn points. Don't be shit and not get points. Get points and then try and improve over time. And we've got a good enough run that hopefully the improvements.
Your run's fantastic.
It's the right setup. It's the right setup. You can get these points while you're improving, and hopefully by the time you play better teams, you're not crap anymore. Type of thing.
Yeah.
It's God is with us.
Bro, God is definitely with us, man. Because that Saturday, Norwich was unfortunate enough to forget the point. They should have beaten us, man. Beaten us easily. Because we were terrible on Saturday, man.
It's good football's not fair.
And it's so hard to watch. I can't recall a game of United's game that I watched the season. I think I'm talking about a complete 90 minutes performance that's been good. We haven't had any.
Yeah, it's hard not to enjoy your team. It's hard. It's starting to feel like when I used to watch England, and I'm just like, why do we play international games? This is horrible. That's how it feels.
Yeah, nice. It's horrible to watch, man. Bro. And I don't know I'm not too. I want a bit more insight from how the players feel about those kind of games. Like, do they go away from those games happy that they got the victory, or go away knowing that they play completely shit? I would love to hear the changing room after games like that, because for me, they should be going mad at each other.
I think the changing room went something like this, Tom. David, fucking heck, man. Again. Thank you. You know what?
Is it only me that's working for my check?
Yeah. And David probably looked at them and said, I want 10% of everyone's weekly salary this week. Yeah, like I said, my goalkeeper's working, but your goalkeeper be working.
Right. Some of them probably leave and be like, okay, yeah, that's another game. I'm going to get paid X bonus so I can go and buy this. Some of them are not caring about the result. They're leaving the pitch thinking, okay, a parent's fee, okay, this, I can go and buy these Yeezys limited edition.
Bro,
it's not everyone that is a professional. Let's be honest.
It's poor, man. And I think one of the disappointing things about just talking about the game itself is that we don't protect the ball enough.
Oh, God bless you, T. I was gonna make that point, but go on.
We don't protect the ball. When we weren't obviously playing with high intensity, so we weren't able to try to put the ball back anyway. But when we do get the ball back, and one thing I realized is obviously he's trying to play that 4-2-2-2. But in order for you to play that kind of formation, you have to protect the ball in those positions. You have to keep the ball. We're losing the ball straight away, and it's sloppy passes. We're talking about 2-yard passes. It's just awful, man. No, it's all.
And are they 4-2-2-2
constantly losing the ball?
players?
I'm not talking about everybody.
Yeah, but you look at the formation and
I don't.
the 4-2-2-2. Are they the correct personnel to even be playing that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was. That was my next thing.
When I saw the lineup the other day, I was like, what? Like, I understand you have players and you're playing them, but do you just put players anywhere because you want to play a certain formation?
Yeah, it's for him to put players into the formation that he wants. Because at the end of the day, the club will go as far as a manager goes. Yeah, if you're managing a football club and my philosophy is 4-2-2-2, then I'm gonna put. If I walk into that United team, I'm not gonna drop certain man. Sancho will play, Bruno will play, and then as I'm watching it game by game, if they don't, fit into this formation, I'm not gonna bend for them. This is my philosophy. This is my footballing philosophy. So I'm just gonna go get players that fit into my philosophy. I'm not gonna.
So that's what my thought is. So if you've got a 9 out of 10 player, do you play them even though it's not their position, or do you go and grab the 7 out of 10 player that actually plays in that position?
If he's a 9 out of 10, he should be able to adapt. If he's a 9 out of 10 player, he should be able to play. So if he's a centre mid, he should be able to play left of a 3 or one of the 10s. And if he can't do that, then he's not a 9 out of 10 player.
So that's what we're saying.
9 out of 10 players is team
a centre midfielder.
Yeah,
but as long as it's a centre midfielder, right? Because remember that was the same discussion we're having previously, that just because I can't even remember who we're talking about, that if you're a centre midfielder, you should be able to play. It was Dele Ali we're talking about. That forget that number 10, you should be able to play anywhere in the centre. But if it's like a winger that you're now asking to play in the middle, someone like Musiala is doing what he does. Like, he's showing that he can play anywhere. But yeah, I guess you get some players that you can't fit them anywhere. Some players are more versatile than others.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what Ralph's job is to find that out before the next manager comes.
And I guess that's it. It's still early, so he's testing it out. So
because when he does his handover, like you do, all of you work in corporate jobs, you do a handover and you'll say, right, so you see that motherfucker over there, that receptionist, he lazy as fuck. You see him, you see my executive assistant, he don't know how to take no minutes, he's just shit, he's always in that information. Ralph will do the same thing for Pochettino when he hands over. Yeah, he can't do this high press thing, I've tried it, he can't, and then boom, you take it from there. It's up to you what you want to do with it. I just think, with that performance, it just looked to me like a manager who had run these players ragged during the week at training. Because obviously trying to play high intensity. If you're trying to get them to play high intensity, they have to run more, right? You can't just turn up on a Saturday and run more.